So I've been reading a lot recently about the mental load and the invisible load that we women carry. And really, I was thinking about what really does that mean for me and how does it show up in my life? Thinking about it really, it's not necessarily the things that I do. It's the knowing that they need done in the first place. And for me, that feels sometimes that it's all down to me. So I'm the one that will organise the birthday parties. I'm the one who will remember that it's such and such's birthday, that we need to get them a card. I'll be the one that remembers if the dog needs her injections at the vet. I'm the one that remembers the school note needs filled in and signed, etc. And I wonder really where that load comes from. While we may have very supportive partners, husbands and families, we do actually take on an awful lot. We sort of assume the role of planner, fixer, organiser, entertainer, the referee of conflicts in the house, the taker on of all the stress, trying to make everybody else's lives run smoothly. But really, I think it is time that we give ourselves a break. But how do we do that? I think really there's two main ways that we can do that. One is to admit that that's what we're doing and that's how we're behaving and how we feel also, how it makes us feel. And the second thing is to actually look at what are we deciding to take on. So it is very easy for us to feel sometimes like the victim. Oh, everybody depends on me for everything. If I wasn't around, the whole house would fall apart. Sort of taking on a wee bit of martyr status. But actually, if you think, if you were on holiday for a week or two, like the family isn't going to fall apart, nobody's going to starve, and life will go on just as normal, even though you're not there. So it made me think really of why is it that we do take on that mental load? And actually, it's easy to blame other people. It's easy to blame, for example, our lazy teenage children, our husband or partner that doesn't take on their fair share. But actually, I think we need to look more inwardly. And I think as women, and I'm including myself in this group that I'm going to talk about now, I think a lot of us are actually sort of control freaks to a certain extent, that we like to do the thing right, so we do it ourselves. So why ask anyone else to do it when we know the job will be done right by ourselves? And I think therein really lies the problem. That's one issue. The other issue is I think that sometimes we're running around trying to prove to ourselves and prove to those around us that actually we can take on everything, that we can shoulder everything, and that we are sort of superwoman to some extent. And I think a lot of that as well comes from what we see in the media and particularly in social media, where sometimes we see women on there potentially the same age as us, maybe going through menopause, parenting teenagers, elderly parents, etc. But actually they seem to glide effortlessly through it all and, come out the other side completely with unruffled feathers. But actually, I think if we were to dig down a wee bit deeper and scratch the surface, I think really we're all the same. We're all trying to juggle all the balls and we're all trying to spin all the plates. So I think it's time really that we give ourselves a break and that really as women, we're more honest with ourselves and with other women. And I think also it is time to learn to let go a bit. We potentially have grown up children and maybe we're still doing all the things that we would have done for them whenever they were 3 or 4. So it's about delegating, letting them take on some more of the responsibility and remembering even if something's not done perfectly, at least it's been done and it's given you a break. So I think the mental load is definitely real. The struggle is real. The juggling of all the balls is definitely something that most of us do on a daily basis. But I think there is a lot that we can do to help ourselves. So definitely recognizing that is the first stage. And secondly, really deciding that we're going to let go of some of the things that we don't have to hold on so tightly to. And we're going to let other people step up and take some responsibility. So we don't always have to be the ones to make sure that everyone's lives completely run perfectly. Because what are we doing in the meantime? We're letting ourselves run into the ground and we're exhausting ourselves. And whenever we run out of energy and we have nothing left to give, nobody benefits. So it really is time to have a look at this mental load that you're carrying on a day-to-day basis and start trying to spread it out a bit and let other people take on some of the weight. And after that, you'll feel like some of the weight has been lifted off your shoulders. So give that a try and let me know how you get on.